Micheal Carrick has just been announced as the Premier League Manager of the Month. A huge achievement for Micheal Carrick, and in the games which he has achieved it is really quite impressive. And in the amount of time he's actually been able to become the Premier League Manager of the Month is quite impressive. He's been on a great roll. I'm going to get into the statement, but firstly, listen, it's a huge achievement for all the coaches: Johnny Evans, Chavis Binion, Steve Holland, Micheal Carrick, and all the coaching staff, Jonathan Woodgate and Craig Mawson as well. So, listen, it's a very good achievement. I think it does kind of signify what Manchester United have been through in this short space of time. It has been quite positive. And I think you look at all the teams around in the league, it has been quite important for Micheal Carrick, and it is just showing hard work is paying off, and what United has done and what we have seen has been really quite impressive. So yeah, on a personal, very very happy. I'm sure Micheal Carrick will be. He's buzzing to kind of have this in such a short space of time. And let's get into the statement and what was said about Micheal Carrick. So, Micheal Carrick has been named the Premier League Manager of the Month. He obviously was appointed on 13th of January. This is what Micheal Carrick had to say. It's nice and it shows that we've had a really good start, but let's be honest, it's not about me really. I think it's about everyone, it's about the staff, the coaching staff, the backroom staff, the players definitely. It shows you've had a good start, which is very pleasing. He's beat managers such as Andoni Iraola, Rafinha, Sean Dyche. So yeah, he said the boys have been good. It's not easy with change and to click into gear and to perform in the way that they've done in different types of games have been probably as pleasing as anything. Obviously, the first few games in some ways they take care of themselves because of the emotion and how everyone's kind of up for them. But the games after have been for me just as good to see the boys' reaction and the quality of play. Going into those games, it was challenging. 3 days before the City game, me and the staff come in. Again, that's why I credit the players for putting themselves forward really and reacting to change. But certainly those 2 games giving you a massive boost of all sorts of emotions to use moving forward, which was the key. After all those games are done, it's what happens next, and that's what I've been really delighted with, the reaction after that. And listen, I think it's a very good achievement, and I think it has been deserved. Like the performances that we've seen against City was amazing, the way in which we dominated that game. Then to go away at Arsenal and do the same thing, it was a tricky game, finding yourself 1-0 down, then you have to react, then it goes to 2-1, then to get no, then it goes to 2-1. Then it gets back to 2-2, and then United react again in the game against Fulham. A madness of a game. The way in which you have to defend in that game is very good, but we attacked very well. It probably shouldn't have been as close as it was, but again, it was a different sort of game. And I think one thing that's been quite impressive is all 5 games have been very different. Against City, it was a game in which Manchester United dominated large parts on, and ultimately should have been 4-5-0. Then you go to the game against Arsenal. It's a game which we struggled in at times because Arsenal, we know how good they are. They're one of the best teams in the league, and we've seen how good they've been. And that was a tricky game, but we fought, we stuck in, and we got the winning goal at the end. Then against Fulham, it was a game in which, at the time, was seen as United's biggest test. It was a game which United have typically slipped up in previous years. Again, I thought we did a good job there. Showed a lot of fight and needed a 94th minute winner for Sesko to get the job done, but it was a dominant display. Then we go to Spurs, a complete control game. Yes, obviously the red card helped, but I thought Manchester United were the dominant and better team anyway. And you look at the sort of things that Carrick has done. We hadn't won 4 games under a row under Ruben Amorim until Micheal Carrick come in. I can't remember the last time we kept a clean sheet against Manchester City in the Premier League, especially at Old Trafford. What else? The first time we beat Arsenal at the Emirates in about 7 or 8 years. Unbeaten in 5 games. So listen, there are a lot of positives. Obviously, there's some things to improve on, but largely it has been quite impressive, and that comes down to Micheal Carrick, the players, but ultimately his coaching staff. There's been a lot talked about Steve Holland, Jonathan Woodgate coming in, and the way in which they work with the players, which has been really impressive. And I think Carrick would be very happy with that. So yeah, it's been positive. Again, he's putting himself in kind of the front door now to take that Manchester United job at the moment. We've seen talks such as Carlo Ancelotti, Tuchel, De Zerbi all kind of being denied, and I think if Carrick keeps up this winning record and the way in which we're playing, there's probably a guarantee he does get that job, and I would say probably be deserved. I think we've played some very good football. It's been dominant. We've looked very good. We've looked composed. There's been nice patterns of play. He's gone back to basics. And I think this is just a great reflection of what Carrick has done in such a short space of time. And I think it's actually down to the players as well how well they reacted. To be fair, because ultimately Carrick can only give so much to the players and so much instruction, but it's all about the players on the pitch. And listen, we've seen some great sort of revivals on the pitch, or like players improve. We've seen, for example, the combination of Delit and Maguire and Martinez. They've been very calm and composed and look like a very good partnership. Then we've seen Casemiro remaining film a good relation. We've seen Dallo be more consistent and having better performances in this team. We've seen obviously Bruno back in his natural position, which has been very, very good and a positive. And then we've seen how he's kind of worked with the attacking players. Sesko probably deserves to start quite a few games, but being on the bench, but has come on, scored a great goal against West Ham, scored a great goal against Fulham. Then you look at Cunha, didn't start the game against City or Arsenal, comes on, gets the winning assist for the City game, gets a goal against Arsenal. So the way in which he's managed the players have been very good, and obviously it's not kind of ideal with us not being in Europe and not being having many games to give opportunities to players. But I think if Carrick, if he continues this form, he'll keep United in a good state and hopefully gets into Europe, which will be beneficial for whoever that next manager is. It probably will be Micheal Carrick at the moment. But yeah, listen, he has won the Premier League Manager of the Month. Is a very great achievement for him, and I think it's something that he'd be proud of. I think United have been the most informed team in the league, and I think that's just a reflection of that. And listen, there have been positives. We've seen Amarin win it. We've seen Ollie. So yeah, listen, it's been quite impressive, and I think the most important thing is kicking on from here. So yeah, it's been positive, but he's the Barclays Manager of the Month, and we continue going from here. But yeah, it's been good. United find themselves fourth in the league, and hopefully we continue to go on, and hopefully there's some big things that can be achieved this season. But that is really quite impressive. Micheal Carrick has won the Premier League Manager of the Month and for his first 5 games, 5 undefeated results, 4 wins, 1 draw, 2 clean sheets out of the 5. We've had so many goals scored, and there has been a lot of improvement. So yeah, listen, all these guys, shout out to them because they've changed this United team and they've worked with the players very, very well. So let's see what happens. But that is a real positive in itself. And again, it's down to Carrick now to kick on from here and maybe get another one back to back. We'll have to wait and see.